Who gave the order to flag records related to President Trump?
I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you, Senator.
When will it be that the members of this committee on a bipartisan basis demand answers to those questions and refuse to accept
Clearly you're a
personal,
failed lawyer
refuse
because
to
you don't
accept,
understand when someone...
Whew. Those are just some of the exchanges from Attorney General Pam Bondi's appearance before the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Bondi faced questions from lawmakers about the bribery investigation into border czar Tom Homan and DOJ's independence. Here to recap the hearing is Sunrise's Trevor Shirley. Good morning, Trevor.
Hey there, good morning to both of you.
So do you know the phrase, ready for bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. She was ready for bear.
She knew what she was getting into.
Yeah.
These hearings are typically very performative. And I think, like you said earlier this week, I mean, so many of these lawmakers and the people giving testimony, depending on who it is, go into these looking for those viral moments where they can kind of burnish their own brand. I think this was a textbook case of that yesterday. When you look at kind of holistically the entire hearing, there really wasn't much substance that came out of it.
Pam Bondi obviously came prepared, and she commonly harkened back to two phrases. She kept accusing Democrats of hating President Trump more than loving the states that they serve, and also accusing them of causing the government shutdown. Let's listen to her opening statement where she blamed the shutdown on Democrats.
That is why, even when the government is otherwise shut down because of the Democrats, the department's law enforcement officers and prosecutors are hard at work fighting crime, keeping our streets safe, and protecting you from the threats, foreign and domestic.
So a common rhetorical tool that she had at her disposal and that she relied on a lot.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, she went into this knowing what to expect. She had her quote-unquote targets that she knew she was going to get into it with, and I think we saw that play out almost from the get-go.
She was dripping with disdain at times. I mean, almost doing everything but rolling her eyes, which she may have actually done. And the Democrats on the committee didn't really know what to do with that. They asked their questions. There was some, push and pull, but not much more than that.
Yeah, I think most of the Democrats went into this knowing that they probably weren't going to get a lot of substance out of Pam Bondi, but I think even they were taken aback by just the combative nature, how there just seemed to be such a lack of willingness on her part to give them an inch in terms of any information that they were trying to ascertain.
So let's talk about some of the issues that were actually brought up during this hearing. She got a lot of questions about the Epstein files, a lot of folks bringing up the fact that she said the client list was on her desk back in March, only for her to turn around and say the client list does not exist. Let's listen to Senator Whitehouse of Rhode Island about the Epstein files.
There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs?
Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe.
We didn't get a lot of information on any Epstein-related issues.
No, really. I mean, that was one of those issues that she had to play defense on because especially with the Republican base, she really set herself up with that comment several months ago that the list or the documents were sitting on her desk for review when in actuality they weren't. And that's really been something that has haunted her since those comments. She knew she was going to get questions about that, and she came prepared, not with a lot of substance, but with at least a defensive line to play up.
While the Democrats really tried to get something substantive out her and largely failed, Senator Ted Cruz from Texas only had praise for Bondi. You could listen up.
Our families are safer because you are returning the Department of Justice to its core function, which is enforcing the law and locking up bad guys.
So no surprise, each side had a very different take to what happened in that hearing room.
Yeah, lots to take in.
Yeah, as you said,
Trevor.
fireworks, and we certainly got them. Thanks so much, Trevor. We appreciate it.